Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Today we'll be doing the predictions for game week 29. I had a terrible game week 28, so I have to catch up again. Ashish is catching up to me, and Abrar and Zohar are just going to another level. Zohar on 162 points in the prediction points, but yeah, I think it was a good week of football. Not a good week for me in terms of predictions. A good week of football. We saw some really good games, including the North London Derby. But now this game week 29, it's a blank game week. So there's only four games. Only four games. I think this team's playing FA Cups as well. So only four games. So make sure people who are playing fantasy as well, make sure that you make your teams accordingly. We'll do an FPL episode soon as well, guiding you through that. But yeah, so there's only four games. So I thought I'll just come on and make my predictions fairly quickly. So let's start off. First game of the game week game week 29 is Fulham versus Leeds. Fulham coming off a loss against City. I mean, it is tough to play City. Anyone does lose to them. Fulham in general, they're a tough team to break down, but they're not scoring enough goals, I feel. Leeds, on the other hand, it's been topsy-turvy season. Like, they've got the amazing results, they've lost games as well, they've drawn games as well. I think that game against Chelsea, so many chances, it should not have been a 0-0, but the keeper kept them in the game. I think it was really good keeping, but you could see defensive issues there as well. Leeds, attacking wise, they had their chances, they could have scored as well. So I have a gut feeling that my gut feeling's been wrong this season, but I just feel that I think Leeds will take this game against Fulham. It's been a while since Leeds won a game from their standards, because they win one, lose one. So I'd probably go with, let's say, a very close 1-0 Leeds win. I'll go 1-0 Leeds. It could be 3-0, 4-0 if they get into full flow, but I'll just go 1-0 Leeds. And then Brighton versus Newcastle. I'm actually excited for this game, to be honest with you, because Newcastle fighting for survival. Brighton as well, they're fighting. And Brighton have been unlucky in the past. And finally, they got a win against Southampton. So that'll give them a lot of confidence going into this game. I feel that Newcastle against Aston Villa, I wouldn't say they were lucky. They fought till the end and they got the goal, but they just got it like 20 seconds before the final whistle. So they'll need to be a bit more alert, like from throughout the game. Newcastle, and with everything on the line, they'll have to give a good performance. Whereas I think this Brighton team is a good team, and it's not that easy to beat. Defensively, they're very solid. Dunk is scoring goals as well from defense. So I think they have some goal options now, slowly coming out for Brighton. Both teams do struggle to score, but I think it's going to be another very close game. And 0-0 is probably the popular scoreline for this game, but I'll go with a 1-0 Brighton win as well. Yeah, I'll go 1-0 Brighton. I think they'll keep the clean sheet. And then unless Newcastle scores stoppage time, that's what happened with me against Villa. I predicted Villa 1-0, and then Newcastle suddenly came and scored in the last second. But yeah, moving on to the next game, West Ham versus Arsenal. Arsenal, full of confidence, winning the North London Derby, beating Spurs 2-1. They'll be going into this game against a very tough West Ham team. West Ham, they lost to United 1-0, but they won't be too disappointed. They played well in parts, I would say. Attacking wise, they didn't look as threatening, maybe because Lingard wasn't there. But with Lingard, they looked probably more threatening to score. But there were chances. Bowen had his chances. He created as well. Antonio had his chances. So West Ham are not an easy team to play against. United. So Manchester United saw that last week, even though they won. And Arsenal, on the other hand, they're full of confidence. I think Arsenal played really good football. Odegaard he's been a sensation for them so far. He's played brilliantly. He's dominated that midfield. He's added to that creativity which was missing. But the problem with Arsenal is they have a mistake in them. They make these silly mistakes. Against Spurs, they were a man up, and suddenly Spurs got into the game and they were dominating Arsenal, even though Arsenal had an extra man. So Arsenal do make mistakes like that, but overall I think they've played some good football in the last month or so. I've seen quite a few of their games, even against was it Burnley when they tied 1-1. I felt that Arsenal should have won that game. They started off brilliantly, but then they have that mistake in them, so they'll need to focus on that 100% concentration. They're in 10th place right now. They'll want to get close to that top four. It's difficult, but they have to try and win every game from now. West Ham will have Lingard back. They defensively they leaked a goal against United, but they've been solid in the last few weeks. Cresswell has been brilliant, and yeah, there's going to be an excellent game. I think it could go either way, but that's why I'm going bang in the middle. I'm going to go 1-1, West Ham versus Arsenal. And then moving on to the last game of the game week, only 4 games. It's a bit of, yeah. So it's Villa versus Spurs. Aston Villa versus Spurs. Villa will be gutted with that equalizer against Newcastle that they conceded, and they're playing against Spurs teams who are also they'll be really upset after that loss to Arsenal, especially going a goal up. So it's going to be an exciting game as well. Not much news on Grealish's injury as of yet, but I'm sure closer to the press conferences we'll find out more. He might start. If he plays, I think that will give Villa a huge advantage in this game. Otherwise, I think it's evenly matched, and I think Spurs will have the advantage because, yes, there's no Son. I don't think Son is playing. He, picked up a hamstring injury against Arsenal in that North London derby. So, but I think Kane and Bale are a threat, and Lucas Moura will aid them as well going up front. And I'm predicting a 2-1 Spurs win. It's going to be a close game, but I just feel Harry Kane is in the form of his life. He was very unlucky against Arsenal, hit the post. He scored an offside goal. He'll want to correct that and score a few more goals, Harry Kane. And Villa, on the other hand, with Grealish not there, I don't know how they're going to do creatively. They did score the goal against Newcastle, but you saw it wasn't enough. They had chances, they didn't convert them against Newcastle. They might have not created as much as if Grealish was there. So when you don't make those many chances, even if you're leading 1-0, the team can come back. So it's very important to keep putting pressure on the opposition, even if you're leading by a goal. So I think Villa will learn from that mistake. They'll need to improve on that. But I think it's going to be a cracker of a game. Some really good games, especially that West Ham Arsenal game is looking like a very, very tasty fixture. But watch out for Brighton Newcastle. I think that's going to be the fixture of the week. Both teams, fighting for survival and trying to get some form. I think it's going to be a fun game. But yeah, I think that wraps up this game week's predictions. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you tune in for the latest footballing content, including the FPL content. We'll be working on that as well. So and even the Champions League predictions. So make sure you like, subscribe, and tune into our channel for the latest footballing content. And thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Have a good day.